All right, let's start with animals of all kinds. There are big animals and little animals. There's a lion right here, zebra, dinosaurs of all kinds, tiger, all kinds of animals. There are smaller ones here too. So different kinds of animals, and the kids can always manipulate this, combine them with all kinds of elements, with food, with beads, with water, with sand, with Play-Doh. They can manipulate them as loose parts during loose parts play. And that's why I really love the theory. That theory states the more variables you give to children, the more creative they're gonna get. So one animal is gonna be very minimal creativity, but give them like a box of animals, combine it with other elements like sand and water, Play-Doh, clay, paint, whatever, and their creativity explodes. It expands, and they do more and they learn more. So I have animals of all kinds that they can be creative with. Let's look at the next item. Okay, I have taps here. These ones are also loose parts, and just like the animals we talked about, children can combine these with all kinds of elements in all kinds of environments. They can be indoors in the classroom, they can be outside, they can be at the park, they can be in the car, they can be wherever. And these can be combined with anything. You can combine them with the animals I just showed you. You can combine them with Play-Doh. You can combine them with any other materials to expand the creativity of the child. Okay, look what I have here. I have these green soldiers. Got this from the dollar store, very cheap. I think this was like 2 or 3 packs, and like I said, same thing. These are very movable, they are lightweight, just like the tops are. The kids can combine these with other elements, manipulate them, be creative with them, expand their imagination and all of that. So these little soldiers can also serve as loose parts materials for children to play with, be creative and imaginative with as well. So we know it's fall and these things are everywhere. Acorns and pine cones. These pine cones, I got them already dried and I can store these. But sometimes when we take a walk, a nature walk, we have pine cones in our neighborhoods, and you know how they get dry and fall from the trees, and the kids pick them up, and we use them for all kinds of activities. They can count them, they can add sand and play with them. They can manipulate them, they can pull them apart, they can paint them, they can do all kinds of things with them. I did mention somewhere in this video that one disadvantage of the loose parts play is that they are choking hazards. So for little children, you have to supervise them whenever they're playing with loose parts. You have to supervise them. There's no other way to put it. Make sure they are not putting it in their mouth or their noses or ears. Make sure they are not chewing them. Just make sure they are safe when playing with these loose parts. Loose parts are very fun to play with, but they can also be potential choking hazards. So that's something to watch out for. But these are pine cones and acorns, and they're very fun for the kids to be creative and imaginative with. Okay, So something else you want to consider using for the loose parts play are rocks of different kinds, you know, and you can always buy them. I got these from the dollar store, and I have another big bowl of rocks. This is not just it. And also, when we take walks, the children can pick rocks sometimes by the pond, and we bring them back. When we do scavenger hunts, we bring them back, we count them, we use them for all kinds of activities. You can put them in water, you can use them for Play-Doh play, you can use them for clay play, you can decorate the rocks, you can paint them, you know, you can manipulate them. They are very variable, they are very malleable, you know, you can use them in all kinds of fun ways. So rocks can be fun for your loose parts play as well. Okay, so here comes the next resource, or the next item. These are bugs of all kinds. I got these from the dollar store. These are spiders. And the thing about these dollar store bugs or toys, it doesn't matter why the kids are playing with it, they get broken, I can always replace them. You know, I let them be creative. They want to break it, they want to investigate it, they want to touch it and feel the texture. It's okay. So these are bugs of all kinds, spiders of different colors, and there are bugs in here. That's a ladybug. I did not get this I did not get these plastic bugs from the dollar store though. I got them online from Amazon. So actually I got these big ones from the dollar store, these big ones. But these little ones down here, they were from Amazon. I got like a pack of bugs from Amazon. So just imagine how play will be fun, you know, especially now that it's almost Halloween and it's fall. You can see all the nice fall colors, and then you introduce cobwebs, plants, you know, leaves, all kinds of things, and add these to them. When you want to make sensory boxes, and you add sand or water beads, you know, just imagine what opportunities you're giving to the child to expand on their creativity and imagination when you introduce loose parts during play, and introduce loose parts in addition, you know, to other materials during play. They're fun. They are they help the children with imagination, motor skills, social skills, eye-hand coordination, everything. Like loose parts play is the bomb. Yeah, it's the bomb. Okay, so these are bugs. All right. So something else you may have noticed, I'm always very happy to talk about, you know, when I talk about learning materials, there are pom-poms of all kinds, all colors. Children love to touch these, feel their textures, introduce other things to them. We use this for sorting, color sorting, you know, and other games that we play. So imagine combining these pom-poms with other materials, maybe the bugs, for instance, maybe water. Imagine putting these in water and just letting the kids touch them and squish them and press them and just have fun with them, you know. Play-Doh, water beads, you know, whatever you like, you can include these in them. Sand, you know, all kinds of nice stuff. Make the play more creative, make the play more fun. Okay, so we have these. All right. Okay, so something else I want to show you are these seashells. These are so fun to play with, you know, and also you can use these as extra materials for not like extra materials, like you can combine these with other things, with water, you know, you name it, with colored water, with paint. You can combine it with Play-Doh. They can make all kinds of things, you know, with these, and it's just gonna be fun. So these are loose part toys as well, or loose part materials, and they are seashells. And I did get these from the dollar store. The children are always excited to play with these. So these are loose parts, and I'm going to show you something else again. Okay, you see all of these are flashlights. So imagine this is not a flashlight, so these are flashlights. And imagine combining light with the seashells, or light with the animals, or light with water, you know, and all kinds of things. And remember what I said, that when children are playing with loose parts, you always have to supervise them, because batteries are, you know, they can be choking hazard. They can try to open it up and take the little pieces off and all of that. That's okay, but you have to watch them and make sure they don't put it in their mouth or in any other part of their body, or swallow it, or just, you know, you have to supervise them. That's all. So supervise them. Creativity is good, but also supervision is even much better. So while they're working, make sure you watch them and make sure they use the things right. So flashlights like these little flashlights can come in very handy, even the big ones as well. So this is another amazing loose part item that the children can use and be creative with, playing with light and experimenting with light and just having fun. Okay, so these are Syringe Basters. People use this for cooking, you know. I got this from the dollar store. You know, people use it to put like spices in chicken or turkey and stuff like that. But the kids use these, you know, for all kinds of activities. They can we can include this with water. We can add Play-Doh to the equation. There's sand. There's all kinds of things they can play with these. So these are Syringe Basters, and they are an amazing addition to your loose parts play. All right. So have you ever thought about using yarn as a form of loose parts play? Now the way we use this, I open these up, you know, and then I cut them into little pieces. Sometimes we use them for painting. We use them for yarn painting, like when we did the letter Y for yarn and yellow. We used yarn to paint. So all I did was cut the yarn in little pieces and made something kind of like a yarn brush, and the kids painted with it. So we can also cut these yarn into different little pieces, let them touch them, let them manipulate them, you know, with water, with whatever they want to manipulate them with. Something else I have a lot of in different little containers are petals, you know, flower petals. So just like every other loose part, you can combine these. You can combine these with any other thing, with the animals, with the bugs. You can combine them with the seashells, with water, with sand, you know, however. Or you can just let the kids play with them by themselves. So these are flower petals, and they are loose parts that the kids can be very, very creative with as well. Okay, remember, the messiest play is the funnest play. So these are confetti, and you know, sometimes when you get a gift, you see these. They are also like gift wrappers. So just like every other loose part, the kids can cut these with scissors. They can combine it with other with other materials like the animals that I showed you, or the bugs, or water, Play-Doh, whatever. They can be creative with them, and you can get these in different colors as well. So what about magnets? All kinds of magnets. I have these here. I have some more of these in another box. I have magnet letters and numbers. Let me show you these ones right here. These ones are the little, let's see if I can open this. Yep, see, these are the little numbers and letters. I have some on my magnet wall, which you've seen before. So all kinds of magnets can also be used for loose parts play. And do not forget, I have to keep saying this, kids must be supervised when they play with loose parts, especially preschoolers. They are still learning and still learning about safety. So watch them when they play with all kinds of loose parts, especially magnets. See those little things? They do come off, and they can be choking hazards. So magnets of all kinds, shapes and sizes can be very, very fun for kids to play with during loose parts play. What about googly eyes, guys? These are so fun to manipulate, especially now that it's almost Halloween and it's fall. They can do all kinds of activities with these googly eyes and all kinds of body parts. That's one thing I like with Mr. Potato Head. You know how it has different parts. That's a really nice toy that you can combine with other learning materials and make it fun and imaginative for the children, to be creative and to be to be more creative and imaginative with these loose parts. So googly eyes are absolutely fun to play with, and include these to other kinds of elements. Amazing. It's amazing. And don't forget, they are choking hazards, so please supervise. Supervision is the main thing. Fun, supervision first, and then fun next. Okay, so what about food? All kinds of food. It could be beans or rice or pasta, just like this. It could be noodles, it could be cooked, it could be raw. The children can string these little things. It could be Cheerios, as well. They can string them, they can put them in water, they can add them to Play-Doh or clay. They can manipulate these in all kinds of ways. It can be very, very messy when children play with food as loose parts, or also it can also be dangerous as well. So supervise. The messiness I really don't care much about, because the messiest play are the funnest play. That's what I always say. So penne pasta, or any kind of pasta, any kind of food or beans, can be very fun for the children to play with during loose parts play. Okay, let's talk about some other fun stuff. We have all kinds of airplanes and jets. We have cars of all kinds. There are buses, there are all kinds of sports cars, there are trucks, little cars. These are fun loose parts for children to play with as well. And still, I'm gonna say it, don't forget to supervise, because these are also choking hazards. So but they're fun. The kids can paint with them. They can take it outdoors. They can be on sand. They can be on water. They can be on clay, on Play-Doh, you know, all kinds of elements. And also that encourages the children's creativity, you know. So I got these pumpkins, little pumpkins from the dollar store, and you know it's almost fall, jack-o'-lanterns everywhere. So these are some really nice loose parts. They can include these with other elements like rocks and leaves and water. I actually remember, I think it was last year, we did a cook extravaganza where the kids made some soups. They made some of these jack-o'-lantern soup, put them in water, put some spices, and the soup was yummy, yummy, yummy. So these are loose parts, and they can be combined with other learning materials as well. And the children can be imaginative with it. They can be creative, and it can help with their motor skills, their eye-hand coordination, independence, just all kinds of great skills. Okay, so look what else we have. Ladies and gentlemen, rollers are not just for your hair. Kids can also have fun with all kinds of rollers, you know. They can string them. You can see I have some strings. They can count these. They can include these with other materials like the rocks or the animals or the Play-Doh, the confetti. You know, they can play with it however they like. They can be imaginative and creative, and that's one great thing about the loose part theory, because as many variables as you give the children, that's how creative they're gonna be. You give them one roller, they will be one roller creative. Give them 100 rollers, and even add other things, add the animals and the plants and whatever else, then they will be that much creative. So the more you give the kids, the more creative they get. So these are rollers, and they can use them in all kinds of imaginative way. And I love to watch them, and I love to give them like 2, 3, 4 items and see what they do with them, you know. And I'm making notes, I'm learning, I'm observing, and just enjoying watching the kids expand their creativity. These are fake leaves. When the leaves really start falling, because it's fall already, but the leaves are not there yet, it's going to be amazing, you know, when the kids play with the leaves, and they can pick them up, they can pick different colors, they can try to guess their names, they can include the leaves with the rocks or with sticks, with all kinds of stuff, with the acorns and pine cones and pumpkins, you know. I think fall is my favorite learning season. It is, because there's just so many loose parts in fall that the kids just have a blast. So it's amazing. So these are fake leaves. They can also get real leaves, and they can get sticks, they can get acorns. Mix it all up with all kinds of elements, and just be imaginative and creative as well. Okay, I want to show you these beautiful materials right here. They are cutters. We use these, sometimes we use them for sand, we use them for Play-Doh. You know, the kids can take them outside, they can use them for clay, all kinds of cutting materials. They are knives here, they are spoons, they are plates, you know, just so these are rollers, so they can be creative when they play. So these are I have to get that. But these are all kinds of loose parts that the kids can combine with other elements and just have fun with being creative. And they're cheap, I tell you. They're very cheap. They're affordable. They're not that expensive. You can get these at the dollar store and just let the kids go to work with them. Okay, so these items right here, they are some of my favorite loose parts here at the daycare, because I got these from India. I had an Indian parent, and she wanted to know what I wanted from her, because she was taking a trip to India, and I said, please just get me something very cultural, something from India. And she came back and she gave me these beautiful cooking things, you know, the loose parts. And the children just a small stove and pots and mortar and pestle and all that kind of great stuff. And the kids love to play with these. Sometimes we use them when we play with Play-Doh, sand, rocks, included with the animals, you know, just the creativity is endless. The imagination is there are no boundaries to the imagination that the kids, and the imaginative power that is endowed on children when you give them these loose parts. So this is beautiful, and these, you know, they're not ever gonna break or get messed up. They may scratch, I don't know, but they're beautiful, and they can be combined with other toys. So this is it for today. Hope you enjoyed watching. Hope you learned a thing or two about loose parts play. There is so much more to add to the list of loose part materials, and they are very affordable. Sometimes you don't even have to buy them. They're in your neighborhood, you know, they're everywhere. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Our next goal is 1,500, at which point we're going to be doing our giveaway. All right, thank you all. Thank you so much. Bye.